Okay guys, welcome to the workshop. Time for a beer and story. Oh, see my knife? This is a rice cutting knife. I broke it off. It goes around like this, all the way around. And I was using mine to chop down a tree. Apparently that's a bad idea. But that happened about 4 years ago, and I still use it all the time. These are serrated edges, and that would make a good video. How they put the serrated edge on this surprised me. The family brought me a big bunch of knives to sharpen once, these, and I sharpened them like a knife and gave them back, and they were not impressed. It's supposed to be serrated, and this one, like, it's worn out now. You can barely see it. And then this guy's driving around on a motorbike. He had a bench grinder strapped to the back of his motorbike, and he'd pull up to your house, run him an extension cord, fire up his bench grinder, and sharpen all your knife for you. It's quite the setup, I tell you. I'd like to see it again so I can get a video. Not just how he sharpened the knives, but his setup itself. You never know what you're going to get, what you're going to see rolling down the road here. My buddy Leo showed up. How you doing, Leo? You Dick's over here looking in the bushes. I don't know what's in there, but you should be careful. Seen a couple of big snakes around here lately. Oh, he was only a puppy then. Maybe only half as big as he is now. I was doing something in the yard one day, and all of a sudden there's a snake goes flying through the air. But I turned around and it was him. He picked up a snake and threw it. Crazy dogs. I didn't catch the snake. The snake headed for the gate. When he landed, he was heading in the right direction. He went right under the gate out in the road. He was out of here. He ain't gonna stick around and play with this dog. Oh, it's pretty funny. Oh, I forgot about my story. That's the reason we're making this video. I get easily distracted. Both dogs are gone now, so I can focus. This happened about a month ago, maybe a month and a half. It was late in the day, just before dark. And Don, the nephew, the one that's been in a bunch of videos, he used to spend a lot of time with us. He don't anymore. He's older and his friends are more important than, you know, how kids are. He's busy being a boy. Anyway, he was at his friend's house just before dark, and the friend's dog, or somebody's dog, bit him in the leg, right in the thigh. And of course he's freaking out, screaming bloody murder. But it was very close to the family jewels, so that was probably a lot of it. But anyway, he got away from the dog. It turned out to be just one hole, one canine puncture. That's all it was. And wasn't bleeding much or anything. And he wouldn't show me. So they loaded him in the truck. Wife drove him in town. Him and his mother took him to the hospital. A dog bite in Thailand automatically means rabies shots. So they go to the hospital, and they clean the wound and bandage it and all that. And he didn't have all the rabies shots. There's supposed to be 4 shots, I guess, and they only had 2. So they come back here and, okay, he needs these shots and he needs them tonight. So, okay. I'm driving now. We're going to the city, which is over an hour away. And of course, you got to go to the government hospital because the government hospital is free. The fact that you got to wait 3 hours instead of paying a very small amount of money at At a private hospital, I suggested it. It was shot down. I would have paid so I didn't have to wait. Wouldn't have minded. But anyway, there's another dog in distress. And when we're getting ready to leave, I noticed it's just starting to rain. It's just got dark. And I'm gonna drink some beer. Don't worry, Thomas is not here. And first thing I did, I cleaned my headlights in the truck, because my headlights are pretty dull as it is. It was insanely black that night. So we load everybody in the truck, me and the wife, Don and his mother, and off we go to the city. So we're cruising down the highway, doing all right, and then the rain hits. And like I say, pitch black. Everybody's driving like that's a busy road. Everybody's driving with their high beams on. Everybody. What a freaking nightmare. You couldn't see nothing, and then you're blinded. The car behind you and the one coming towards you got the high beams on. So that really sucked. And then because of the rain, there was frogs going everywhere. The highway was covered in them. They were just flying everywhere. And where there's frogs, there's people catching frogs. So now the highway is covered with people. Most of them had lamps, so you could see there's lights there. But cruising down the highway, pitch black, blinded by the car behind you and the car in front of you, or the cars coming towards you, and there was a lot of traffic. And then there's motorbikes going the wrong way, frogs going everywhere, people catching the frogs that are going everywhere. Well, it would have been an hour drive, took at least an hour and a half. It was miserable. It was a horrible drive. I'm glad I went and didn't let the wife drive, because she would still be on the way there. It really did suck. So we get to the hospital, and it's busy, but not too bad. I've been to this hospital a bunch of times, and the emergency at night, or maybe it's emergency in general, it's the only part that was open. That's the only part that you could get to. Very nice, very impressive actually. Yeah, it's a little old. It's an old government hospital, and not bad at all. I was impressed, but it was slow, understaffed and overworked. Typical government hospital. Lots of people coming and going. Lots of ambulances coming and going. And they were bringing people from the private hospital. I don't know what that was all about. Brought a bunch of people in from the private hospital. But it was very interesting watching this place and how they worked and all that, And he went in and he got his shots and he stopped crying. And we brought him home, and all was good. He fell asleep in the truck on the way home because it's getting late now. Time to sleep, so I took him home. And the next morning, or the next day after school, I can't remember. I don't think he went to school that day. Anyway, it was the next night. He showed up, and now he's relaxed, and he come to show me the bite mark. He got me to change his dressing. They put a new bandage on it for him. And that's when I found out that it was just the one hole. But where it was, considering, I even went online and looked it up. It was so close to his femoral artery, judging by the pictures and everything that I found online, the size of his leg, which is small, he's only a little kid, not more than an inch away, if that, from his femoral artery. Like, there was very little blood when he got bitten, but if it was an inch away, an inch further up his leg, or closer to the top, would have been a total different experience, let me tell you. He was some lucky. Because it was deep, very deep. And I don't even think it was an inch away. If everything I've seen in Hollywood movies is correct, it would have been a very dangerous situation. He wouldn't have been worrying about rabies, let me tell you. That would have been the least of his concerns. Very, very, very dangerous. You never know, right? It's all calm and everything is fun and games, and things can change in a heartbeat. I don't think anybody else realized how close that was. I'm sure the doctors did, but his mother and the wife, I don't think they realized, because nobody said anything. You know, it was just an inconvenience that he got bitten. He was a very, very lucky boy, that's for sure. Very lucky. Just think about how bad that could have been, you know? Jeez. I don't know how he come to get bitten, what he was doing. I have no idea. But it only takes a second, and might not even been the dog's fault, you know. It's not always the dog's fault. It's not like he was a mole or something. It was just one puncture hole, just in a very, very bad spot. But his injections put him to sleep pretty quick when he got him in the truck. That was probably, I think it was close to 11 o'clock when we finally left the hospital. So it was past his bedtime anyway. He was asleep before I got through the U-turn. Definitely asleep before we hit the freeway, that's for sure. But yeah, jeez, make you think, you know. How dangerous things can be. Leo, what are you doing over there? Leo, come on, leave Tom alone. Come on. You don't need to wake Tom up. He complains too much. Come on. Atta boy. Good dog. Oh, come on. You two weren't over there eating Tom's food, were you? I was thinking, gee, Tom, you eat a lot of food. The bowl's always, or the feeder is always empty every time I bring food for you. Until one day, I was in the chicken coop, in the barn, watching the dogs, and one came over. He's licking out the feeder, and then comes the other one, and he has a lick as well. And when they walk away, the feeder looks like it's brand new. It's clean, spotless clean. I don't know why they do it. Eat chicken food. Crazy dogs. So now when I feed Tom, I tell him come and eat right away before the dogs find out. And he normally does. Smarten up. Don't save it for later, because the dogs will have it eaten. Oh, too funny. Alright guys, well that's it. That's my story for the day. It's you gotta be lucky to be good sometimes. And he was lucky. A lucky boy. Alright guys, as always, thanks for watching. Come on, dude, Dick, let's go. Dude, Dick, come on.